Today is the 29th day of April, going into 9 months since Hurricane Dorian. Amazingly enough, Nassau and the rest of the country were so busy, they didn't even think about Abaco. A couple of months after the hurricane, everything was back to normal. Now, Nassau especially is feeling the brunt of what Abaco has been feeling for 9 months. Just think about y'all being in a lockdown, no jobs, no city, no power, no water. Y'all are still in a better condition because y'all have water, you have electricity, and you got a home that doesn't leak when the rain comes. Kai have always been advocating for good for Abaco. And there's a lot of people that doesn't understand the struggle or the backlash you get from speaking out. I called some people in Abaco, they keep complaining about the only black brother that has charter flights, Sean Nixon. And I said, that's so sad. And amazing, some of the people that are complaining, Sean has taken them when they were near death. And they still haven't paid him for his flight yet. And these are the people that dare speak out. When I look at the tracker, you look on the tracker, I heard the Minister of Transport there running him out. You don't know what's going on. We got plane coming into Treasury and Mashaba every week. I don't know how they get permission. He said they got permission. Give him the tail number. Look on the tracker. You can find his tail number for yourself. Nobody can give you nothing. Do your job. But the brothers down there doing emergency flight and they're complaining. I said to him, buddy, life is a cycle. Don't worry about them. You chalk the name down, and when it is time to fly them out on emergency, because you don't know when emergency gonna come, you leave them right on the tarmac there. Don't even answer your phone when you hear who it is. Let them stay there. Then maybe they'll have some sense. You imagine Abaco, after going through a hurricane, complaining about a brother that has the only flight service to take them back and forth? How is that possible? That's the mentality of the Negro spirit. Kai has been in Abaco all my life. I've been there to the funerals. Everybody see me, visit me by the funeral. I support you during your funeral, your last hours. I support you during the weddings. When you have medical cookout, Kai is there, pocket up to make sure to help. During the basketball games, I made sure that you had the best environment, safe environment. During those basketball years, during those softball years, I made sure that you had the best playing condition in the Bahamas. I felt proud when the boys from Nassau came down and say, Kai, you know this is the best field in the country. Abaco wouldn't tell you that, but this is what the Nassau players told you. I've been there during your medical cookout, whenever you need to get monies to pay for your surgery, your church renovation, your revival, every aspect of Abaco life, I've been there. During the softball, volleyball, baseball, all the games, your track and field meet, although we have the voice track, that is something that Kai would look forward to seeing and doing. As your member of parliament, will be the first time in the history after having Sabatina Fine and Troy McIntosh to run in the Olympics from Abaco, we could have a decent track. Boy, Kai would be so proud to make sure that we have the only gymnasium in my district. Forget those days when it has to rain, you have to run for shelter, got big games, set up, the rain comes. the bugs fly in your eyes, you can't see. We'll have a multi-purpose gym. This is an idea now for the government. A gym that also could be used as a hurricane shelter, like the Friendship Tabernacle. That's a beautiful example. That's the only church that wasn't destroyed because it was built up for category 5 standard. That is a multi-purpose gym right there. Basketball, other programs, even election. Rather than being on the outside in the elements, you don't know if it's going to rain or whatever. You could be indoors. That is what Kai could bring to the table as your member of parliament. I saw one of the beautiful things in Provo, Turks and Caicos Island. They had a conch farm. You know what it is to have a conch farm with hatcheries to improve and to multiply the conch species in the country? We had somebody in Abaco that was doing a lobster farm. Hurricane Floyd destroyed that. So these are things that not only could put behemoths to work, but also a tourist attraction. Because in Provo, I was one of those tourists went to see the conch farm and to see how they start and go up to adulthood. These are the things that Kai Mills can bring to the table as your member of parliament and dare not be visibly absent. You understand that 35 years of Hubert, 5 years of Darren, the number's 40. 40 years. You imagine, and it was so hurtful to Kai Mills. I didn't support the FNM, I support Hubert Ingram. And this guy would go decades. You imagine being a member of parliament, you would go decades without having a meeting in your constituency to speak to the people that elected you. And I always will ask him, if you don't speak to us, Mr. Ingram, how dare you say that you're speaking for us? I also told the brilliant Prime Minister, I said, Mr. Ingram, you know how you know a good member of parliament? Wait a minute, Kai. I say, speak in English. I say, you know how you know a good member of parliament? When he doesn't have that power, that political power, and he can walk through the community of Dundas and Murphy Town, then you know that you have a good MP. Wait a minute, Kai, I can't walk to Dundas Town? I said, no, Mr. Ingram. If you don't have that power, you couldn't walk and not understand. Because all the things you did and didn't do for Abaco, I will be the first for knocking your head with rock. You could never walk by my house in Dunderstown without being stoned. You was never had the people of North Abaco. You have used the people of North Abaco as a stepping stone to fill your own political desire. That is why, after 35 years of being head of state, the prime minister, the most honorable prime minister of this country, you haven't promoted one person to no heads of nothing. We send you as a rookie, as a greenhorn, to run a whole country and had no experience. But we can be in charge of customs. We can be in charge of immigration. We can be in charge of the defense force. We can be a senator. You, after you left, couldn't even pick one of us that voted for you to succeed you. There was 4 of us sitting at the table, and you made sure, Mr. Ingram, you got Greg that been missing for 18 years. Then you walk around Cooperstown with Darren Henfield that has been missing for 35 years, never left one finger to help no organization. While Kai Mills has been sponsoring trips, has been taking kids, paying for uniforms, been doing the job of you, Mr. Ingram. And you never look at us because you didn't want anybody to have that humble beginning like you to succeed you. I could do more than Hubert did in 1 year to show some love. He have never shown that, to stay among and live among your people. You imagine 35 years, you have never voted for yourself in your life. Darren Henfield, the same thing, never voted for himself in his life, but he's now the member of parliament. 9 months in, Darren Henfield speaks for the country internationally and locally in his district where he was elected to speak on behalf of North Abaco. To date, we haven't heard anything from our member of parliament, Darren Henfield. After Hurricane Dorian, nothing. After COVID-19, nothing. 9 months, May 1st, nothing we've heard. We have elected nothing into the House of Assembly. Kai Case, and I told you this was happen. I was like a prophet. The things that I told you, North Abaco, before the hurricane, during the hurricane, and after the hurricane, it has been prophesied by Kai Mills, and it continues to happen. You vote for nothing, you got nothing. It's all about their image. Abaco was never in the equation. That is why they could sit at the table and be awarded a ministerial post before even coming to Abaco and Abaconians to ask for their support. You vote for nothing, you get nothing. The first intent was the last intent. The first intent by Darren Henfield was about self, about him getting the blue plate. It was never about Abaco, and it continues to not be about Abaco. It's all about him. Kai cares, and Kai want to make it all about Abaco and Abaconians. Kai cares.